So my cameraman's on a mandated break.
Well deserved, I might add.
Well deserved. And of course he's bleeding. No idea. Probably did you even know you cut your arm open there?
No, I looked and that didn't come from me.
It's on your arm.
Oh, I guess it is me.
My dad's notorious, as well as myself, for hurting and cutting themselves, and you have no clue. Like, you just go home, and my mom and my wife was like, do you know you have a big gaping wound in your arm? And we just never know.
Well, how'd you do that? How am I supposed to know if it wasn't even there?
Right. If I don't know it's there, how do I know I cut myself? So I think the squirrel hunting's a bust.
Yeah.
We got in here a little late. We were hoping to get a squirrel so that we could cook it up with some rice, but we decided to clear out the trail and put up some no trespassing signs instead.
Well,
So
we could have had some squirrels actually if I would just use a little more technology to hunt with. I mean, I hunt with a bow instead of a gun for deer, never get a deer. So
that's
I
true.
brought my air rifle today instead of a shotgun. So
If we had a shotgun,
guess what?
Ooh.
There goes one right there.
Hey, we spoke too soon.
Ain't like that.
All right.
I can't shoot that way. He's got to get on the hand and come to us.
So this is how hunting always happens. We came in really quiet, we saw a bunch of squirrels, no shots.
He knows we're here.
Now that we're banging around, cutting things, we start seeing squirrels. Hey guys, Jeff here, the Common Sense Camper. For some reason I'm always filming half sunlight, half shade. I don't know why. It's just every time. I don't get it. But what I thought I'd do is share with you what I consider a lightweight pack. Now keep in mind I started with like 26, 28 pounds. And it was more of a bushcrafting woodsman type pack, so it was very tool heavy. So I have decided to start doing some more hiking, and obviously the older you get the heavier the pack gets. So one of the things that I've done is I've gone through my pack and I've lightened a lot of the tools and equipment that I normally carry, so I'm going to share that with you now. Okay, so here's some of the things that I've changed out in my pack. This is a titanium cook set, so I have a plastic spork in there, and then I have a lid cooking pot, that little BRS jet stove, a lighter, and then a fuel canister. So and that all fits in there pretty nicely. So that is my entire cook set. That is it. As far as a knife, I'm just going to take the Mora Companion. It's very lightweight. I can do light batoning with it. I've sharpened the spine. So, and I have a lot of faith in this knife, and it's a lot lighter than the other knives that I have. Now, one thing for lightweight backpacking, most guys will tell you that this is not necessary, but I'm someone who's always going to carry some type of saw. Now, obviously, for a lightweight pack, I don't want to carry that thing, but I'm going to carry the Bacchus saw. Toiletries, toilet paper. Yes, I realize there's a lot of those little things that come in little sponges. You get them wet, they expand. There's all kinds of, people say use leaves, use charcoal. If you use the bathroom properly, you don't need toilet paper at all. But unfortunately, I'm a human being, and I just prefer to take a roll of toilet paper. It weighs hardly anything at all, and it doesn't take that much room in my pack. And yes, I leave the cardboard tube on it, and that allows me to open that up and actually hang it on the limb or stick of a branch, so I feel like I'm actually a human being, not out in the middle of the woods wiping my rear end with leaves. The next thing I have is in this pouch here. This is basically my first aid kit. So in here I do have a large gauze, I have bug spray, I also have sunscreen. One thing that guys don't like to talk about, but for a really bad wound, it is not a bad idea to carry a tampon. They're very absorbent, and if you were to puncture yourself or really cut yourself and open that wound up really wide, that is not a bad thing to have in your kit. They weigh absolutely nothing. And then inside of the kit in here I have just some odds and ends. This is kind of my junk drawer. A lot of you guys have seen my junk drawer. This is a reduced junk drawer. So in here I have some medication, and basically what I've done is I've labeled these. It's a good idea to label them, because if you get out there and you haven't looked at your kit in several months, you might forget what actually all these pills are for. So I've labeled these. I have Benadryl, I have aspirin, I have Advil, and you guys know that my number one thing I always carry in here with Advil is Imodium AD. There's nothing worse than being out camping and you have stomach issues, and then you end up using this entire roll of toilet paper. So I have some medications in there. I have a small roll of Gorilla Tape. This comes in really handy for first aid. It comes in handy for patching your tarps and tents. And there's approximately about 7 to 8 feet wrapped up around a business card. I like carrying these little blanket pins. They come in useful for a lot of different things. You can hang stuff up with it on a tree. You can use it for temporary shelters. You can use them to replace something that might need to be sewn, like a backpack strap, and they don't weigh much, and so I always carry 2 of those. I have some sting relief in there. I also have like a nail polish remover pad. I have a little cork, and then I have just some regular band-aids and some Q-tips. And that's pretty much all I carry for the first aid kit. This is a new thing for me. This is a little pillow, and I thought this was the coolest thing. This thing weighs absolutely nothing, and I will say that it's kind of a pain to get in and out of this little stuff sack, but this is pretty cool. So it's a pillow, and what you do is you blow that up, and it's probably 3 to 4 inches thick and weighs absolutely nothing. Now, I have not used this yet, and I did try it in my living room, and it seemed to be very comfortable. I carry a small poncho. This is just a $2 poncho. These things get shredded by briars, so it's not a real reliable one. It's just to be used in a pinch. I'm going to carry a cloth or cotton towel. I can use this to make char cloth with, and inside of there I have about 5 or 6 pieces of fat wood. I have in here the rest of my toiletries, which is basically just deodorant and a tube of toothpaste. So tube of toothpaste and deodorant. And yes, I realize I can cut the handle off the toothbrush, and I could probably carry a smaller tube of toothpaste, but you know, the guys that cut these things off, I wonder if they've actually ever brushed their teeth with a handle that's clear up here. It's I don't know how much weight you're saving. A gram? Half a gram? So, or I've seen guys drill holes in them to reduce the weight. I have a compass, and that's pretty much for that part of it. I have 2 dry bags. I have a larger one. Those come in handy as a kneeling pad, collecting water, collecting fire tinder, and then I have a smaller dry bag which I'll keep food, coffee, drink mixes in. Leather gloves. I have a extra pair of wool socks in there, and then just a pillow cover, which I'll use. There's a lot of different uses for that, but mainly it's for covering up that pillow with. This is my new water filter kit. Now this is very similar to the Sawyer mini filter, and as far as the weight, this is a lot lighter than the Sawyer mini filter. And the thing that I like about this is, if you get one of these smart water bottles, which I like because I think this is 33 ounces, and when it's empty, the bottle itself is right around an ounce, so it's a very lightweight bottle. This will screw onto the top, and you can actually just get the water out of the creek right into the bottle, and you can drink right through this. Very similar to the Sawyer mini filter. This one is just a lot lighter than the Sawyer mini. So this is my water purification kit, and I also have some tablets in here, and again, you want to label all your tablets. And I put on there that I need 1 tablet per 33 ounces, which is this bottle. So if whatever type of water bottle or size of water bottle you're carrying, typically you want to make sure that you're putting the right amount in there to treat the water with. This is just a hose and a clip, and then if you have some type of gravity hydration bladder, you can hook that on, and you can actually just gravity feed the water out through the filter from the hydration bladder. And then I have my sleep pad, and I love this sleep pad. This is the Neo Air. It's not the light, it's the self-inflating one. So it's a little heavier than the Neo Air, but I like the fact that I don't have to pass out every time I set up camp to blow up the air mattress. I will blow into this maybe 5 or 6 times to get a full expansion of the bag. The other one I used to have was terrible. I mean, I'd almost pass out trying to blow it up. I also have a headlamp, chapstick, alright, now the only thing I don't have in here is my sleeping bag and my tent. So the sleeping bag that I have is about 2.5 pounds. It's actually going to be either the black or the green bag from the MSS sleep system, and so it's going to be anywhere from 3.5 pounds for the black bag, 2.5 for the green bag. And for most of the lightweight camping where you're not going out into winter or cold weather, I'm going to use that green bag. So it's about 2.5 pounds. I'm okay with that because it's reliable. I know that it works. I've actually been out in it in really cold weather, and it does work. The tent that I'm looking at purchasing is going to end up being about 1.5 pounds. So now one of the things I'm finding out with the ultralight camping and the hiking guys is they call this your dry weight. So it does not include water or food. The pack that I'm using, I've had for a while, which is a Red Wing. This is a Kelty 50, and although it's not the lightest pack, it comes in around 3.5 pounds, which is pretty respectable considering how large it is. But there are some packs out there that only weigh a pound to a pound and a half, and you're getting anywhere from 45 to 50 liters of storage in it, which is amazing. Now they're not as durable or as rugged as something like this, but all in with all of this stuff you see here, and if I include my sleeping bag and I include the tent, I am at 14 pounds 3 ounces, which is really good for someone like myself that's typically very tool heavy. In this bag here, I have cordage, so I have about 27 foot of bank line. I have, or paracord, sorry. Then I have bank line, jute twine. I have a small ferro rod, another lighter, and then in this little tin I have cotton ball, char cloth, and lamp wick for fire starting.
You make it a lot more level. You switch poles around, post around.
We're hot. You want 2 cups in here?
Pick up the water.
2 cups and 3 cups. It's suspect. Don't touch the bench. Woo! Yeah, the handle's definitely hot.
These are a little smaller. Not quite as bulky.
That's alright. Yes, you definitely want gloves with this titanium pot. I just want to let that simmer. What do you think? Time it. 7 minutes. Today's outing is brought to you by Knorr's, the finest pasta in the world. Courtesy of the patriarch. Yeah.
You gonna eat or you gonna film?
I think I want to eat.
That's about half.
That is a lot. That's what I'm saying about these Knorr's portions. This is why I take those after my dad showed me about these things. I take them and split them in half because that's a lot of stuff. And we like to eat, but one of these packs, man, that's way too much for one person. Not bad. Probably another minute would have been perfect. Yummy. Bon appetit.
Can't believe how fast it boiled that water.
Yeah, that little rocket thing or whatever that is, that BRS, that was fast. What time is it, Dad?
Coffee time.
So the history of the coffee that I take with me actually originated with Bushcraft Barton, and I asked him once why his coffee looks so good, and I thought it was some secret, you know, Canadian coffee recipe, and he messaged me back and said no, it's just Nescafe 3-in-1. So my dad loves this coffee. I love it as well, and so my dad goes on for the lighter side of the coffee. Whereas if you like your coffee a little stronger, Nescafe makes one that is their rich coffee. And then if you want to be climbing off the wall, you add that to it. And that is the Cafe Bustelo. Add this to the 3-in-1 Nescafe Rich, and you will be painting the town. I think you tried this once, didn't you, Dad? No. No? Yeah, he's like, no, I'm out. I don't need that. All right, so I'm going to show you the difference with the Cafe Bustelo and the rich coffee 3-in-1. You have enough water? Alright. Here. Actually, as far as color, I don't know that they look too much different. Get a spoon. Alright, so mix this up. Yeah, actually, as far as looks, you got to put it here.
Well, I can't reach that far.
Doesn't look much different, really. But I guarantee it tastes a lot different. Yummy. Alright, well guys, that's it for today. Nothing huge. No major survival training going on today. You can hear my dad back there clearing out the path. Basically, we were cleaning up the trail into the property for his deer hunting and cutting down some trees and put up some no trespassing signs, because there's people that like to wander on here and hunt, even though it's not their own property, which still to this day amazes me that people are that stupid. But anyways, hope you enjoyed it. This is Jeff with the Common Sense Camper, camping out.